Now, your Alaska Link weather for Fairbanks and the interior.
Well, we are counting down here to the end of April as we just have one more day that remains, and that is our Wednesday. But taking just a quick look back at this weekend, we did see a high temperature of 60 degrees on Sunday, and that was our first of the season. And note that typically by April 29th is the average for the first 60-degree day in the Fairbanks area. So pretty much right there on par for when we should be getting into some of this warmth, because we haven't had any huge, big warming days. We've been a nice, consistent warming here through the month of April. Now, as we take a look into May, we're going to keep an eye on still some of these active conditions we've been battling. We've had some little spots of rain showers, though. We can see Denali National Park breaking into some even of those clear skies. Now, those are going to try to grip on here as we head into our Wednesday. Now, there's still some little spots of precipitation continuing to bring some of these gloomier skies, so can't rule out a little bit of a rain shower to, depending on elevation, maybe a snow shower there. As a low in Fairbanks will get down to 35 degrees. But we will see that the winds will continue, and that is going to allow for us to be a little warmer here into the valley, with some chances for that sunshine to last even through Thursday. Now, we will see that we'll return back to some waves of energy, though, lifting their way into the interior, and that is going to be Friday into that Saturday forecast, tracking some rain to snow showers. But it should overall be a quick evolution again, as we'll see the returning of some areas of that mild sunshine for early next week. Now, here's what we have in play for our Wednesday. After starting off the day at 35 degrees, we'll head to a high 58, looking at least seasonable to slightly warmer than normal if we get to those 60s again. Now, again, there is going to be still some of that wind, especially early on. We note Healy and Delta Junction there, noting even some up to over 40-mile-per-hour gusts. That definitely helping us to warm up here into the valley, but also brings those headlines there of that wind advisory near Delta Junction, as traveling in these type of windy conditions can create some difficulties. So do stay wary of a bit of a windy still Wednesday here, where we have 17 hours on the dot for daylight in the Fairbanks areas. We are gaining now 7 minutes per day. So 5:17 there is that sunrise. At 10:18 is our sunset. And again, we continue even as we head into May as well as June. Do we see that daylight still gain until we talk about the end of June being the day that we have the most amount of daylight to work with. Now, with that mix of that sunshine and that wind, we see that valley has that chance of those nice warm temperatures, even stretching there from Healy, Fairbanks, and over through Delta Junction. So we have those high temperatures heading through those 50s and trying to flirt with 60 degrees. Thursday, we continue to still see that warmth hold on, generally still quiet. There are these very intermittent weak waves lifting in from active weather from the south, so that's why we're seeing some of those little wintry mix spots, but it is a bit more minor before we will track some better chances for some of those scattered showers, some spots of some wintry mix that will keep those skies a little gloomier, which will keep us on the cooler side through Saturday.